Welcome to Valerie's Real Talk Podcast. My name is Valerie Smith, and I'm your host. Today is episode 8, and I'm going to be speaking to you on how to own it. How to own your career and have autonomy when you're at work. There are times where we are waiting for someone to tell us what to do. Or we're used to that team dynamic, and that's okay. But when it comes to owning it and having that autonomy, that means you get up from your desk, you go to your meeting, or you find a problem, you research a solution, and you share it with the team. Or maybe there's a skill that you're lacking that could really improve your productivity, and you take a class without anyone telling you. This is where, for myself, I did that for myself at work. I took ownership of what I learned. I took ownership outside of my job where I learned leadership skills and communication skills, or I just took a class. This is something that I've always been an advocate for, and that is lifelong learning. I believe that if you don't take autonomy and take ownership of your career, of your talent that you have, you can fall from the wayside. You will be left behind. There are so many things that your leaders can do for you as a talent. And the same thing for leaders. They can't sit around waiting for someone to validate their leadership. They have to keep building. They have to keep building their leadership skills by talking to other leaders, reading books. Just own it. Everyone is in a different level in their career. We know that. But when you own your career, it feels good. Your energy level is high. You know how your day is going to start, your calendar, who you're going to be speaking to, what time blocks are you going to have for yourself to learn new skills. And not only that, you need time for yourself. That's right. We're in the 21st century, where we need to understand that time is very important. And if you need that time to get away from your desk, take a walk, breathe, it's called mind break from work, so you can bring your thoughts right back to center, so you can get back to work and work within your strengths again. I remember when I was promoted to an HR representative role, and my manager said, I want you to own it. That scared me. I was like, own it? What does that mean? And this individual said, you are an HR professional, and you need to get up, go to your meetings. You don't have to tell me nothing. Just go. If you need to speak to someone, you don't have to tell me nothing. Just go. If you see a problem with a broken process and you do the research and you found a solution, bring it back to the team and let us know. And when I heard that, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I never had a manager tell me to own it, even though I felt like I was owning it. But it was a different type of ownership. I did not have to ask for permission. I just had to get up and do it. And that's what I'm asking you to do. Get up and do what you're supposed to do. If that's taking a class, take the class. Own it. Be that person in your industry to bring solutions to the problem. If you have a strength that you've been hiding from your team, it's time to bring it up. It's time to tell people, hey, I'm a designer, or I have taken this class outside of work, and I feel like this subject that I'm studying can really help the team. You see where I'm coming from? When you own it, you're bringing ideas to the table. You're not scared. You're not trying to hide from your team or the corporation that you're working for. It's just that we are living in times of change. Everyone has a unique gift, unique skills. They have a unique ability to themselves that can really benefit the corporation that you're working for. And this is the biggest reason why a lot of companies are losing talent, because we don't put it out there to own it, to have autonomy. Now, how are you going to do that as a corporation? Do we just leave it to HR? Or do we do this as a whole, from the leaders to the top to the frontline people? We all have to have a sense of ownership. If your frontline people are waiting for the leaders to validate them, that's a problem. The leader should be telling their frontline people that I want you to own it. I want you to have autonomy. If you're working on a project, I want you to believe in it. Believe in it. Give them a sense of belonging in the corporation. If you have a bunch of eyes on you as a leader, that means you're not leading the team in the most effective way. You need to have something that shows, and that means speaking it or writing it and put it on the intranet where they can see it, or send out something to them in an email on how you expect them to own their careers, to own their projects, to own their skills. Because employees need to hear this. Like I said, my manager told me to own it. And it was like mind-blowing. Now, if it was mind-blowing to me, and I was really researching this, because I had never heard this before. And it was just, wow. And I know there's different cultures in the world that does this. And there are a lot of companies out there that are employee-owned. And that means that if it's an employee-owned company, that means that the company is owned by the employees. And it's very linear, meaning they have team leads. They don't have this hierarchy where they got different levels of management. It's owned by the employees. And what that means is that they have autonomy. They have autonomy over their work. They have autonomy how ideas are structured and how the ideas are put down on the table, and you create this action plan and make it happen. And this is what corporations have to do. This is what employees have to do. If their leaders are not doing it, they have to own it. And meaning they have to be the person influencing their team members. I was that person. Serious. I always love to let my coworkers know to learn a different skill, to be marketable in this great future of work. And you talk to anyone that I have worked from customer service to sales, HR, you name it, they will tell you Valerie loves to learn new skills and apply them. Because I want people to be better than what they were yesterday. That's passion for talent. To keep learning, to keep owning it. That's what autonomy is all about in this new future work landscape. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your generation. We are living in a different time period today, and we need each other to own it and learn from each other, respect one another, co-create, collaborate, get in there. Don't overthink it. If you have a talent that is applying for a job and they're a baby boomer and they got the skills, hire them. Especially if they got the skills and they're up to date and you see this level of progression. It doesn't matter if it's 30 plus years. The thing is, don't you want a diverse team? Again, the world is changing. It's moving fast pace, very fast pace. So I'm looking at the corporations today that if you have a very diverse team or diverse talent pool and you're up to date on your future of work landscape, you're upskilling your people, and you have a sense of autonomy that is showing up everywhere on your intranet, on your social media, in your all hands meetings, in your team meetings. That's a great place to work. That is a great place to work. For all generations, if you have all that. So your homework today, because you know I give homework. Everyone in the corporation must have autonomy. If you don't, your homework today is to start now. Is to start now. What new skill are you going to learn today? What skill do you have hidden that you want to bring in its fruition to your team? Leaders, I want you to start exercising that right to your direct reports, that you want them to have ownership and autonomy in their career and to own it. And if that means that you got to go and speak to your marketing team to put out something on the internet, do it. Mean it. That's the only way you're going to be the best place to work, to find great talent. And not only that, you don't want to lose talent. If you have a great talent pool, these are the things that you need to do right now, is to let them know that their skills matter, their talent matters, everything about them matters. But the one thing you want them to do is to own it and to have autonomy. Thank you for being with me this week in episode 8. And I look forward to seeing you next week for episode 9.